Perez Hilton. I'm so thrilled to talk to you tonight because your website and social media platforms are the go-to sources for celebrity news. We all know this, Perez. This is the top story tonight, and as we've seen, many fans of his are hoping this is not true. I texted somebody tonight, and they said, "What? No," on my text. And so in terms of fame and influence, I don't know. Would you say it's safe to say that Garth Brooks is the Diddy of country music, different musical lanes, but they're similar in massive power and influence? Everybody loves Garth.
Yes, but I wouldn't make that comparison because Diddy is now associated with extreme, horrific criminality. And thus far, Garth is accused of awfulness, but only by this one woman. And he is innocent until proven guilty or proven to be innocent in court. What I find most interesting about this lawsuit is it should be fairly simple to confirm or deny some very key pieces of what is alleged against Garth Brooks. For example, you mentioned that this incident of alleged rape happened in a hotel room in Los Angeles in 2019. The groomer, the lady who did Garth's hair and makeup, says that when she got to the hotel, she discovered that Garth did not book her a hotel room for herself, which is standard practice for a big superstar like that. If I am, somebody that needs to verify that, I'll reach out to the hotel. Did this woman have her own room there? Was there a reservation under her name? That should be something that could be quickly and easily, I think, found out. Also, the alleged text messages. She claims that Garth would send her inappropriate, lewd, just awful text messages. That too should be able to be unearthed or not. If those two key pieces of information are missing, then I think it would be a very hard case for her to win.
You know, Garth Brooks is that rare A-list celebrity with no scandals. I mean, so many people love him. You know, the scandals until now, I should say. His image is wholesome. He's a family man. You've got your finger on the pulse of fans. What are people in the country music world saying about these allegations tonight?
Well, it depends who you ask, like anything. There are some people who remember the early 2000s when Garth was married to his first wife, and there was a little bit of overlap. Some might say there was a similar situation to what Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie had, because he began allegedly, he got friendly with his now wife, Trisha Yearwood, while they were on tour together, and he was still married to his other wife. So he does have a considerably wholesome, beloved reputation, but it's not been completely scandal-free or checker-free. But yes, he has defiantly spoken out, released a statement after this explosive lawsuit was made public today, confirming that he feels that he was extorted, that he was asked to pay millions of dollars in order to make this go away, and that he did not feel that was the correct thing to do because he's not done these things, he says.
Right, and I do want to mention that statement because we do have it and we want to read it to be fair. So let's go ahead and put it up for everybody to see. He wrote, "For the last 2 months, I have been hassled to no end with threats, lies, and tragic tales of what my future would be if I did not write a check for many millions of dollars. It has been like having a loaded gun waved in my face. Hush money, no matter how much or how little, is still hush money. In my mind, that means I'm admitting to behavior I am incapable of, ugly acts no human should ever do to another." And Perez, I mean, we printed the lawsuit. We have been going through it. It's crazy. I mean, it is this lawsuit. You go page by page, and it reads like a pornographic novel. It's very serious.
I mean, literally, the groomer alleges, he would talk inappropriately about his wife as well, wanting to engage in threesomes with his wife and with her. More complaints of forcibly putting this woman's hands, according to her, on his genitalia, and I think it's important for me to share with everybody, in case they don't know, Many people are probably asking, well, why did she stay? If she was subjected to this, why did she stay? The woman claims that she was under extreme financial hardship at the time, that Garth Brooks knew this and was taking advantage of her, exploiting her because of her difficult financial situation.
Right.
She had to stay employed, needed that money.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.